There is a pandemic in the world right now, and it's turning hardworking men into lazy pieces of shit. Trillion-dollar companies, world leaders, and elites are trying their best to keep the average person weak, lazy, and unsuccessful. The foods you eat, the water you drink, and the products you use are all contaminated with chemicals that enter your body and attack one of your most powerful sources of energy. You see, your body's most powerful source of energy, discipline, and confidence is your testosterone. And so far, the people in control of our society are winning the battle because testosterone levels have been dropping by 1% each year since the year 1987. But what if there was a way you could protect this primal source of energy and stand out from the average weak human? Because even though the society tries every way possible to keep your testosterone levels low, there is a method the world's smartest and most productive people use to fight against it. And what's crazy is that everyone can use this method to tap into the best version of themselves, exactly like all of the world's top 1% achievers do. And in this video, I'll show you how to scientifically fix and increase your testosterone levels so you can have more energy, be more productive, and unlock tons of more confidence to achieve everything you've ever wanted. Now, the reason testosterone is one of your body's most valuable sources of energy and brain power is because it's the hormone that makes effort feel good, rewarding, and easy. It makes you less anxious, less timid, and more likely to take risks. And if you're looking to stand out from the crowd, be a high achiever, and achieve something worthwhile, you need to be able to stay calm under chaos, take risks, and be confident. And this is exactly what all of the successful entrepreneurs like Alex Hormozi, Imon Gadzi, Andrew Tate, Jordan Platten, and Thomas Gannett have in common. So to be able to increase that hormone in your body, you need to start from the root of the problem. You see, most people focus on testosterone boosting supplements and crazy diets, but the most overlooked variable that quite literally controls how much testosterone there is in your body is the quality of your sleep. There's this one part of your sleep that most people find it tricky to get enough of that, quite frankly, is the make or break factor in your testosterone production. And once you learn how to fix it, you'll automatically unlock a competitive advantage and have way more energy, confidence, and motivation than the average human. It all starts with something called the high T sleep checklist. The part of your sleep that triggers your family jewels to produce a ton of testosterone is REM sleep, or REM sleep, because it's during REM sleep that you have the highest amount of testosterone release across your entire 24-hour cycle. And the high T sleep checklist is the list of the 5 things that have been scientifically proven to not only help you maximize your sleep quality, but even more specifically, maximize REM sleep. Number 1, always set your bedroom temperature around 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. When your body tries to enter REM sleep, it shuts down most of its temperature regulatory functions. As a result of that, if you're sleeping in a hot room, you won't be able to get enough REM sleep. Number 2, sleep in a dark room. REM sleep happens mostly in the last 4 hours of your total 8-hour sleep window. This means that you'll get the majority of your REM sleep closer to the morning time. If your bedroom isn't dark or the sun gets in before you wake up, you won't be able to get enough REM sleep because even if you're asleep, the light can easily penetrate your eyelids and shut down the thing that's keeping you asleep, which is melatonin. Number 3, view the sunrise and the sunset. Your brain responds the best to when you view the sun when it's low in the sky. It makes your brain sync your circadian clock, and as a result, your brain produces the right chemicals at the right times for you to be able to get good sleep at night and wake up feeling recovered. Pro tip, if you can't view the sunrise or sunset for a specific reason, there is a specific light bulb that mimics exactly the wavelengths of low solar angle sunlight, and it's called TUO lights. Not affiliated, just throwing this out there. Number 4, in bed for 9 hours. If you're sleeping for 8 hours, just like everyone tells you, you're probably not getting the best out of your REM sleep, and therefore you can't maximize your testosterone levels. You get the majority of your REM sleep in the last 4 hours of your total 8-hour sleep window. But what you don't consider is that 8 hours in bed doesn't mean 8 hours of sleep. It can take you anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to fall asleep, and if you're tracking your sleep with an accurate device like I am, you will find out that you're also awake throughout the night for anywhere from another 10 to 30 minutes, which means that even though you're in bed for 8 hours, you're only getting around 7 hours of total sleep at best. And knowing that you get your REM sleep in the last 4 hours of your 8 hours of sleep, if you want to maximize REM sleep, this means that you need to get 8 hours of actual sleep, so you need to be in bed for 9 hours total to be able to achieve that. And number 5, 90% 90% sleep schedule. You see, the temperature, the darkness, viewing the sunrise and the sunset all doesn't matter if you don't have the 90% sleep schedule in place. Because the strongest signal you can give your brain to get the most optimal quality of sleep consistently is having a sleep schedule you can adhere to for 90% of the time. Waking up around the same time and going to bed around the same time for 9 out of 10 days. But if you're sleeping great, but still dealing with low energy, lack of motivation, or even brain fog, you might have a problem. But it's not your fault. You're probably used to consume everyday products that are contaminated with sneaky chemicals that castrate you. Because if you just open your eyes and instead of blindly consuming all the products the massive companies throw at you to fill their pockets with cash, you actually start using the right products that don't turn you into a weak, lazy, and unproductive person, then it's game over. And the best place to start is your kitchen. Essentially, most of the tools the average person uses in their kitchen to cook their food are full of chemicals that enter your body and block your hormone production. These chemicals are called endocrine disruptors. So you need to turn your regular kitchen into the high-T kitchen. Starting with how to cook your food. First of all, stop using any non-stick pans, grills, or pots to cook. There's even movies and documentaries showing the dangers of common non-stick pans. PFOA, the chemical used to make non-stick pans, is a forever chemical. Amongst the hundreds of health dangers these forever chemicals have, one important danger of them is how they damage your testosterone production. You can replace them with cast iron pans or anything stainless steel to cook your food into. These are the types of cookware that have no chemicals or toxins and have been proven to be the best ones to cook your food with. You now know how to cook your food, but how do you store your food? Because even if you're using non-toxic things to cook with, if you don't avoid making this common mistake, well, you're not cooking with toxins, but you still end up putting the toxins in your food after you cook. So after you've done cooking, do not put your food in plastic because it contains even more sneaky chemicals like BPAs and phthalates that also interrupt your testosterone production. Instead, use glass and wooden Tupperware. It might be a bit more spacious and heavy, but that's a pretty small price tag to pay for fixing your testosterone levels. But even if you cook and store your food using the right materials, you're still going to be sold on other toxic things you have in your kitchen that you still use all the time. Because you just can't outsmart the huge companies that are trying their best and spending bucket loads of money trying to keep you weak. And this brings me to how you prepare your food. When it comes to preparing your food, do not use plastic cutting boards because of the same reason as the plastic Tupperware. When you cut on plastic, you also cut small pieces of plastic that you end up eating, which means that you'll have more of these sneaky chemicals inside your body. Instead, use glass or wooden cutting boards to prepare your food. At this point, there's just one hidden piece of the puzzle that you need to make sure you don't have any chemicals in your body. And that hidden piece of the puzzle is still in your kitchen. It's the way you wash your dishes. Instead of using dishwashing products that are full of sneaky chemicals like chlorine, perfume, sodium lauryl sulfate, triclosan, and formaldehyde, wash your dishes with vinegar and baking soda. At the end of the day, what do you prefer? Eating from a plate that has a little bit of steak residue, or eating from a plate that has a little bit of chemicals left over that will end up in your bloodstream? Congrats, you're now sleeping optimally, you've eliminated most of the chemicals in your kitchen, but did you know that there's something all of us have in our body that lowers our testosterone? Which means that if you don't fix that, even if you're cooking with the right stuff or sleeping like a king, you're still not operating at your full potential. And if you're well adjusted to the modern society, well, your everyday life has been engineered to prevent you from having high testosterone by any means necessary. Because that's how you remain anxious, fearful, and tired. And so this is a key thing that if you master, in combination with the first two things I gave you, will allow you to feel confident, sharp, energized, and make hard work feel easy and fun. You see, the thing we all have in our body that lowers our testosterone levels is body fat. But in a specific range of body fat levels, it can increase your testosterone. So if you want to tap into the best version of yourself, you have to be in a body fat percentage that's optimal for testosterone production. But a lot of people get this wrong. If you get too low in your body fat, that might sound like a good idea, but this is actually a lie. Being in low body fat is actually worse for your testosterone levels. There is too much cortisol, you can't recover properly, there is too much stress, and you can't produce enough testosterone levels. The sweet spot for high testosterone is going to be around 12 to 17% body fat. So if you only care about being super shredded and you don't care about things like erectile dysfunction, anxiety, injuries, in general, if you don't care about feeling like crap every day, then you can just get shredded. But if you want to tap into your your best version, you need high testosterone. And to get high testosterone, you need to be within the range of 12 to 17% body fat. But here's the kicker. Being too shredded is not the most common problem, which means that it's not the most important problem here. There is another very common problem that is way worse for your testosterone levels than being too shredded. And if you don't fix it immediately, I don't care how you're cooking your food, how much you're sleeping, how cold is your bedroom, or what you wash your dishes with. Nothing matters unless you do this. Your body fat contains an enzyme called aromatase. This enzyme converts testosterone into something called estrogen, which is the most dominant female hormone. The more body fat you have, the more aromatase you'll have, which means that your body will convert more testosterone into more estrogen, making you feel more shy, fearful, timid, and weak. If you have excess body fat, more than 17%, the single best thing that will move the needle the most for your testosterone levels is to lose that excess body fat. And it'll change your life when it comes to being more confident. Not because you'll feel better about how you look, but simply because you produce more testosterone. Congratulations! You now have most of the tools necessary to be able to fix your testosterone naturally and get a competitive advantage amongst the average person. But if you want to truly maximize your potential and be able to get more stuff done in less time so that you can make more money by working less, then you also need to look at things like your diet, your daily routine, your exercise program, medical testing, and your energy management. And there's a specific protocol I've used to help hundreds of high-level entrepreneurs like Jordan Platten, Thomas Gannett, and Matt Shields to help them maximize their potential and make more money while working less. So if you want similar results, check out this video where I show you what this protocol is and how you can use it too, so that you can maximize your work output, productivity, and perform at your maximum potential.